So I got up this morning and fed the boys, and I got my phone and saw that I had a comment. I read the comment and I replied to the comment. And, I don't have the greatest social skills. What I said wasn't rude, but it was a little bit short. I'm going to show you what the comment was, and then after that, I'm going to show you how I measure my power output. Okay? I've been waiting for somebody to question my accuracy of my power output when I claim to be running 1 watt. And I've been expecting that, and that hasn't happened. Well, I guess it has now. Well, or so I thought now. See, we'll talk about that more when we zoom in on his comment. But I felt like he was questioning my honesty, and he really wasn't. He really wasn't. So, okay, I'll show you the comment, and then I'll show you how I measure power output. Okay, hang on. So this is his comment. Boy, it's fun. Hang on. Okay, so this is his comment. I'll read it to you. He says, show us your 1 watt on a real external watt meter. And then he's got the crying emoji, okay? Show us your 1 watt on a real external watt meter. Now, the word real is what kind of set me off. My reply, I have in the past. I will again next time if you're doubting that I ran 1 watt. And by real, I hope you don't mean store-bought. They're ridiculously inaccurate. My W7EL bidirectional active meter is far more accurate. Thanks for the comment. In the future, I'll show the power output, but on a real watt meter, not a commercial piece of junk. 73. Okay? The word real is what got me. I kind of took offense at that, but I shouldn't have. That, I assure you, for measuring power levels below 10 watts, that is far, far more accurate than that, So I'll link the article for this watt meter by Roy Llewellyn, W7 Echo Lima. I've done so in the past when talking about power. The article's on my Google Drive. I'll link it I'll pin it in the comments section, okay? So let me show you how I go about measuring power output when I do my 1 watt ham fun, when I have my 1 watt ham fun, okay? Hang on, guys. Okay, now to some extent, you guys are going to have to just trust me that I'm not pulling monkey business. I'm not pulling shenanigans behind your back, right? For example, I'm not switching the power range behind your back. I assure you, I leave it on the 1 watt range, okay? Right. I use this RF power attenuator that I built. It's a 10 dB attenuator. 10 watts in gives you 1 watt out. My 1 watt attenuator is a little bit reactive, so what I do to ensure accuracy, I set the power level for each band, okay? I don't set it once and forget it. I set it for each band. For example, let's check 20 meters, okay? I'm set to the CW mode. I'm in the CW portion of the band. I'm going to pause you, make sure I'm not going to interfere with anybody. One moment. Okay. I'm going to set my output power for the output power of my rig for 10 watts. This is the input power to the RF attenuator. 10 watts. Let's look at the watt meter and see what the output is. Okay, we're looking at the output power of the attenuator. Now, I wanted to prove we're still on the 1 watt scale. Okay. Right. Turn it on. The 1 is 1 watt. Okay, I've set the input to the attenuator to 10 watts. I'm going to key the rig. Let's look at the output power. 1 watt, right on the nose. 1 watt output. Let's look at 15, that was 20 meters. Now I said that this attenuator is a bit reactive. Let's look at 15 meters, one moment. 21.065. Okay, still set to the 10 watt scale. Hang on, I said that wrong. Still set to the 1 watt scale on the watt meter. The rig power is still set to 10 watts. So I'm inputting 10 watts to the attenuator. What am I outputting? A little less. See that? 0.9 watts. The attenuator is reactive. Let's try 11 watts. That's where I set it to. Dead nuts on. That's where I set my rig to on 15 meters. 11 watts. And I get 1 watt out. Dead nuts. On 10 meters, the situation's even worse. The attenuator is even more reactive, but I really don't care about how much power I'm putting into the attenuator network. I only care how much power I'm getting out of it. Let's look at 10 meters. Okay, the rig is still set to 11 watts from the last test on 15 meters. Look at how much power I get out of the attenuator on 10 meters. Only 0.7 watts. I have to set the input to that attenuator to about 15 watts. That's how reactive it is. I just set the rig to 15 watts. Let's look at the output power on 10 meters now. Not even. A couple more watts. There we go. I'm inputting 17 watts to that attenuator. You really need to build things like that out of, back in the day, you'd use carbon comp resistors. They're probably impossible to find these days. You can still buy them. They're expensive. You'd want to use non-inductive Caddick style resistors. But this works, as long as the resistors don't roast on me, and that's why I've got a little muffin fan pointing at it. But, yeah, well, it's my input power on 17 watts? Yep, on 10 meters. Input 17 watts, get exactly 1 watt out. And that's... And so that's how I set the output power when I'm doing my, having my 1 watt fun. I guess I could show it each time I make a video, but what a pain in the ass that is. I'll just make this video and, right? I'll show you how I run single sideband now. One moment. I'll show you on 20 meters how I set my output power. Okay? One moment. Okay, I already showed you that on 20 meters in CW mode, my carrier power set to 10 watts, I get exactly 1 watt out. Okay, now I'm in upper sideband mode now, and my carrier power is still set to 10 watts. 10 watts PEP. I'll reposition you and show you the watt meter. One moment. Okay, still set to 10 watts input to the attenuator. We should see 1 watt output from the attenuator. Now, I have a tone generator on my phone, but I can't use it. I'm using the phone for the camera. I can't whistle. I'll try. I want to show you how much output power. Okay, in single sideband mode. We're still set to the 1 watt scale. Let's see if I can whistle. I could go, hello. I'm going into C beer mode now. I can't whistle. Hola, hola. I think I hit about 0.7 watts output. Hola, hola. Yep, 0.7 watts output. This is the output power. I'm set to the 1 watt scale. My SWR/watt meter is not peak reading. It's an RMS watt meter. And that's what I'm getting output when set to, that's what I'm getting out when set to upper sideband, about 0.7 watts RMS. Hola. Oh, I almost hit 0.8 watts. I wish I could whistle. Right? That's how much power I'm running when making my 1 watt contacts using single sideband. You know, about 0.8 watts RMS. Dang, man. I don't know. Hang on. And so that's how I do it. When I claim to be running 1 watt to make these phone contacts, yeah, I really am running I'm tongue-tied. When I say I'm running 1 watt to make these phone contacts, I am. I'm running less. I hope you're well. I hope this answers your questions, Mr. Redacted Commentor. I'm sorry if I seemed rude. As I said, I'm lacking in social skills. I hope you're well. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.